set?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Tuesday, July 5th ordinary council meeting for the city of Sebring, Florida. I'd like to call this meeting to order. We'll start out with an invocation followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, led by our mayor.
Thank you. Please bow with me. Lord, thank you once again for a wonderful city that we live in. Thank you for the people, the residents of our city, and those that are now coming to our council meetings. We appreciate the comments that they have. We appreciate our staff, our first responders. We ask that you watch over our council tonight as they make true and right decisions. We also think that this week is celebrating our independence as a nation. We are very grateful for those that have brought this nation to where it is over the last 240 some years. We appreciate that. We appreciate the service of those that have fought for our country and are currently living or have deceased. We ask that all we do in your name. Amen.
Pledge of Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mayor Shoup.
Welcome.
Ms. Haley, in order for us to start this meeting out, if you would please call the roll.
Mayor Shute,
Here.
Bishop,
Here.
Carlisle,
Here.
Mendel,
Here.
Stewart,
Here.
Detman.
Here. I'd like to announce business from the audience procedure. If you have anything you would like to speak with us on that is not on tonight's agenda, if you come up and see Clerk Haley, she'll go ahead and give you a short little paper to fill out, and we'll call you up a little bit later in this evening's agenda. Mayor's report.
All right, really only one thing to cover. Last night, hopefully you all heard and saw the
It was good.
fireworks. It was a good show. They always do a good job for us and appreciate what they do, and it was really neat to see. And Hannah from the CRA was live streaming it. I don't know if anybody that could not make it, but is live streaming, and they said that there was comments from literally all over the country of people watching the show in Sebring. I mean, there was Oklahoma, Tennessee that I've heard of. There was in Georgia. So I think it's people that have either been here or know us or now know us. But it was really kind of cool to see that somebody was watching the old Sebring fireworks, and so it's good. They did a good job, and appreciate all the sponsors that we had. We couldn't do it without you, and or it'd cost the taxpayers a little more. We'd do it anyway. So, but it was a good show, and thanks for all the staff effort and everybody that put into this. So,
And I'd like to thank all the citizens that contributed to the,
Yes.
the show.
Yep.
We appreciate your donations.
Yep, definitely. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Council members' concerns, comments, liaison reports. I'll start all the way to my far left here. You're right, Mrs. Mendel.
Well, I went out on the lake and watched the fireworks, and they were just spectacular. And I was thinking how pitiful it would be to have drones. I thought that the fireworks, like we've always had them, were just lovely. And a great crowd out to see them, so
Great.
very good.
Mr. Stewart.
No report.
Mr. Carlisle.
Well, I just want to say a few things for our water department. Last time we had a meeting, Mr. Bishop kind of gave us an update on CRA, and I thought it was a pretty good idea. So I just wanted to go over some things about our water department. We're going through, our budget now, and here's some things that maybe we do or don't know. We have, they maintain 14 wells and 15 high service pumps, 8 water plants. We're not sure how many miles, but we know there's well over 200 miles of water lines and sewer lines that they maintain, 19,000 water meters, 5 wastewater treatment plants, all in compliance, 651 fire hydrants, and within the city, our firemen help us maintain the ones within the city, 69 lift stations. 41 of them have backup generators, and they do that with 40 employees.
That's pretty good.
Very good.
Yep.
And that's all I have.
Mr. Bishop.
All set.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and
You
get
only
into
got
the
me for one
agenda.
meeting.
Our consent agenda tonight, if you look at item H, that's being pulled from tonight's agenda for a future date. So I'll entertain a motion to approve our consent agenda A through G.
I'll make a motion, we approve the consent agenda A through G as presented.
Okay, we got a motion. Do we have a second? Second. We have a second from Mr. Stewart. Anybody in the audience like to chime in on anything on the agenda, on the consent agenda? Kathy, call the roll.
Bishop,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Mendel,
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes.
Detman.
Yes. Old business number 9, stormwater infrastructure on fairways 8 and 9 of the municipal golf course, and BA number 160. Who's going to lead that? Mr. Nalick?
I am.
Okay.
And Mr. Rancourt will not be here tonight. It's his daughter's birthday.
Happy birthday to her.
So he
Great
had
excuse.
good choice on his part.
Yeah. You knew it was coming.
So back at your May 3rd meeting, if you will recall, we made some recommendations. They weren't really stormwater recommendations. I mean, to a degree they are because it has to do with roads and curbing. But we added some roads and curbing to the Gulfview Estates project. And at that meeting, Councilman Stewart, I believe, asked whether or not that was it. And I said, well, maybe not, because there's a stormwater pipe that is the conveyance for a good portion, or half, I'm gonna say half roughly, of the stormwater in Gulfview Estates. And we were TVing at the time that pipe, and it turns out that pipe is compromised and no longer working properly. So I contacted Carl with Cool and Cobb. He and myself and Mr. Rancourt met out there. We talked about possible solutions. Carl has drawn up a plan, and Mr. Rancourt has provided a quote to implement that plan. And I'm gonna separate it into 2 areas. One, to address Gulfview Estates. And that pipe serves about, approximately half of Gulfview Estates. It runs down Fairway 8 and then across the golf course, and then ultimately ends up in Little Lake Jackson, okay? And in that, he's replacing that entire pipe. He's also making some improvements downstream. A couple of those, there is a pond, I think it's on Fairway 5.
Correct. Yep.
And there's currently a conveyance that is not working properly, and it's Tal's intent to fix that conveyance using a structure and boards that allow you to allow for flow different times of the year. So when we've got a lot of water flowing, then we can pull boards and allow water to flow through, if you will. And then there's a conveyance after that that's actually set too high altogether, and we're actually going to remove it. And it's just a pipe. It's probably, 30 feet long maybe. But we're just going to remove that pipe and allow the water to flow in the swale, and then continue on to Little Lake Jackson, if you will. The other half of Gulfview Estates that flows, I'm going to say, towards US 27, then ultimately under US 27 to Lake Jackson, is serviced by a swale currently. We're going to improve that swale by digging it a little bit deeper and a little broader to allow more water to flow in that swale in that direction. And then there's some pipe work done near the end when you get down to the golf ball tower or the fire station to take it under that roadway that leads to our golf course maintenance. And that's piped into a ditch that then goes on down to Lake Jackson and under Lake Jackson through a pipe conveyance there. So that takes care of everything on the Gulfview Estates side, and that, if I remember right, it's about $173,000 option. The other attachment here is to take care of a known issue that we have at the golf course. And that's fairway number 9. It floods. And if anybody's played out there, they know this time of year it's pretty wet. So there's currently a pipe conveyance there that's not working any longer. He's gonna go in, put a swale in place on 9. Part of that water will flow towards Lake Jackson. Down that same conveyance that goes along the roadway that leads to golf course maintenance, and that's the roadway that leads up by the fire station, if you've ever been down there, or the blinking yellow light, if you will. And then the other side, there is some flow that goes back across the golf course towards, and I believe that's fairway 12, if I'm not mistaken, and there's some pipe work to be done there as well. That should help. I'm gonna say, I don't know that it'll completely fix the flooding issue, but it should alleviate it to a great degree. Part of the difficulty here is it's just low-lying land, and this time of year, this area remains very wet, and in a way, it's no different than Lake Jackson. So, and if I remember right, that fix was approximately $33,000, is that right?
34,133.
So, we're asking council's blessing to go ahead and make those repairs, if you will.
And that,
I'll
and that
stand for
last
any
pipe,
questions.
that's the one that used to fill up, that was filling up or is filling up with sand and allowing the water to back up.
Yeah, the Gulfview Estates one.
Correct.
That's good. So it's gonna put a new pipe in, and then also, it's gonna reset the elevation for it so that it flows a little bit better. That area is rather flat, so it is difficult to get water to flow. But anyway, the current pipe there is compromised. It's in terrible shape. It was a metal pipe put in probably, I'm guessing, in the 90s.
Council members, questions, comments, concerns? Discussion. Anybody from the audience? Have any questions on this agenda item? I'll entertain a motion to approve staff's recommendation, budget amendment number 160 is presented.
I make a motion, we approve staff recommendation and budget amendment number 160 as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second. One last time for the audience. Anybody have any comments, questions, or concerns? Kathy, call the roll.
Bishop,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Mendel,
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes.
Detman.
Yes. On new business. It's new business for this budget year and this calendar year, but I have to tell you that the topic that's coming up, this was one heck of a really, really successful event last year. I was very impressed, especially the first time around there. Mr. Thompson or Mr. Verlander, this will be under new business Moto Surf and Moto Skate event number 2. Come on up. Anybody here?
Can't really come out.
Zoom.
Oh, we're on the big screen. Who we have here?
Rick Thompson,
Hey, Mick.
and
Right.
Mr. Verlander, I think, is trying to join, but he's on I-10 with a very weak signal, so I don't know if he's in or not, but if not, then I can take it from here.
Go right ahead, sir.
Well, first of all, thank you, City of Sebring and the City Council, for letting us be a part of this meeting. Scott, thank you for setting this up for us. We're excited about bringing Moto Surf and Moto Skate back to the City of Sebring, and we look forward to a 30-minute to an hour infomercial on Sebring, which will be televised on CBS Sports. And I see Mr. Verlander is connected with us. Alan, if you can unmute.
I got it. Sorry about that.
So anyway, we again, we appreciate your consideration, council members, in this matter, and we look forward to putting on a great and fun event for the City of Sebring, and of course, bringing the City of Sebring out to the masses that are going to watch it on CBS Sports.
Very good. Thank you for that. Keep your eyes on the road, Mr. Verlander.
I'm not driving. I'm in the passenger seat. I promise.
Excellent. Excellent. We couldn't quite tell. Anything you'd like to add, sir?
Now, I caught Rick on the end, but I'm sure he did a great job. It was a great event last year. I think this year we're gonna, work harder to get more of the public out to come watch it, and make it more of an event. But then obviously the great exposure that it gives to Highlands County and Sebring will be great when it airs nationally, a few weeks later.
Okay, thank you. And you do realize that you have to provide a liability insurance of at least $1 million, naming the city of Sebring as additional insured?
Yes, sir. And
Yes.
We're working with Model Surface Now down in Florida as well, and we're working with them to get that. I know there was an issue that Scott brought up in our call last week with him being Mark being in the Czech Republic. But since they do have a Florida office now, we're going to be working with them to provide that. And we also have a conference call with Martin Jankulak, who is the CEO of Motosurf USA. We have a call with him tomorrow, and get some of those items worked out.
Okay, very good. So you'll keep in touch with Mr. Nate Lick then, can I assume that?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. So why don't we do this? Any comments from the audience? Yes, sir, come on up. Tell us who you are. Not that we don't know.
Ralph Flores. That last year was a great event. The problem was that we need some kind of transportation from the mall there because people have no place to park. There's no place to park, so we could have had a lot more audience, a lot bigger fan fest on there if we had place to park. I think we need some form of transportation. Or I'm gonna start charging $20 a person to park in my house.
It's good.
But
This
But-
is the one, this one's downtown.
Yeah.
what?
This
was the
is,
one
this is
downtown.
different than.
Oh, downtown. Oh, it's down
this
to be
one's-
the other side.
Yeah, it's down by the
Oh,
pier,
okay, my mistake.
That's okay.
But
You can still charge, so.
I can still charge. Then I have to drink them over here.
Drop it to $5 a car. Anybody else from the audience? Council members, any comments, questions, or concerns?
It's a great event, and I'm for it.
There we go.
I am too.
Bring your skateboard.
Yeah. When we entertain this motion, let's make sure we have a contingent upon the issuance of the $1 million
Right.
umbrella policy naming the city of Sebring as additional insured. I'll entertain that motion if I can get one.
I'll make a motion, we approve the event as presented, conditional on providing liability insurance of at least $1 million, naming the city as additional insured.
I second that.
There we go. We got a motion and we have a second. Is there any further discussion? Dr. Bishop? Kathy? Call the roll.
Bishop,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Mendel,
Yes.
Stewart,
Yes.
Bettman.
Yes. Any business from the audience? Mrs. Haley?
No, sir.
You guys didn't come down here just to see us, did you?
Oh.
Nice. You know, I really like this. This is great. This is really good. City attorney's business. The original Mr. Swain.
The original.
The elder. Okay. City administrator business. I don't see anything on the agenda.
I already covered my business.
Wow. Well,
Thank you, council
last-
members.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all.
Last but not least, our certified municipal clerk, Kathy Haley.
Council needs to approve the paying of the bills, please.
So
Payment of
moved.
bills.
So moved.
Second. We've got a motion and a second. Anyone from the audience not want us to pay the bills? Kathy, call the roll.
Bishop,
Yes.
Carlisle,